Hello gamers and welcome back to NeueCraft, my first ever private SMP server here in Minecraft 1.18. So, last episode, we did all of this. We built the outline boxy shape of our temple. We got a little bit of detailing done on the very center bit where we started. And figured out a sort of theme with these opulent materials running a thread all the way through the build. And yeah, today we're going to do more of that, I guess. We also built a bee farm up at the top of the mountain up there, where we collected all our honey and our honeycomb. There she is. And that allowed us to wax a lot of the copper that we've got going on in this build. I need to actually unwax some of it now. I realise I just waxed it all in its default state as I was going, but I need to get some of it down into this state at least, I think. And at the very end of the episode, we started thinking about what's next, what's with the water in particular. So I built this waterfall forking out in two directions. And then at the moment it just spits out right here, but we want to figure out a way to get it all the way to ground level and then do something interesting with it. And I've started having a little play with that right here. Here we go. Ouch. So this isn't necessarily the position it's going to be, or the materials I will make it out of either. I built this here thinking I might try experimenting with it up in the air, but then very quickly realized that's going to be a real pain, so I just built it on the ground quickly. But this is what I did. Dragon's head. A lovely dragon's head. Look at this. So I made this up completely. It's not based on anything in particular, but I'm pretty pleased with how it ended up looking. Let's take a little look from up here. I think a little bit of refinement still to do, and figuring out those materials will really help. But something like this could be really cool. It feels a bit disembodied, obviously, just being a head, so let's imagine for a minute that was actually maybe closer to this height, and then maybe there's a neck or a long snake-like body which comes off the back of it from here and snakes into the wall, maybe even starting to go up the wall. Maybe the waterfall comes down into the beginnings of that body and out of the mouth here. And then you've got to figure out what to do with that water after that. So it'll come down here, and I've been thinking there is a man-made lake here by Harlock. So I was thinking he even did a waterfall that goes off into this ravine that was already here. So what I was thinking is maybe there's a way to snake a little stream all the way through here and around the edge of this farm, and for it to land right here, and both sides be connected, and then maybe we can have a little bridge going over the front of it. But this is where I think we're going to start today's episode off, by routing this water to a place where we want it and getting these heads in a place where we think they belong. Okay, so in order to make room for my dragon heads, I've cleared a bit of land here. Needs a bit tidying up still, but you can see where the land used to be. Let's land in this tree. This hill used to come all the way down here and wrap all the way around to here, and obviously this staircase disappeared into the hill there, so that's gone. So now I just need to extend the staircase back, and then we've got a bit more space now to figure out exactly where we want these heads to be. Okay, so the water has been put in. Where does it start? It starts under here, doesn't it? Here we go. So it comes out from underneath our main platform, splits off in two directions, and comes out of these little things which it did before. But now, on both sides, it weaves down and makes its way, slowly but surely, zigzagging out, all the way along here, all the way along here, all the way along here, into two new dragon heads. There they are, and I made these guys out of prismarine. Let's get a better view. Look at that, beautiful. I think it looks good in prismarine, very decorative. It makes me want to use more oxidized copper down here. I axed a few of these and let them oxidize, and I think it's looking good. So we might transition the orange gradually to blue all the way down the bottom and use a bit more of those materials. But yeah, overall, I love how this is starting to come together. Then we need to figure out what to do in the center here. So I want some sort of centerpiece. I'm not sure what that is going to be yet. So that's what we've got to figure out next. So I'm going to crack on and make this water idea work, probably by taking this down, making it go down a level, I guess, under the stairs that way. And yeah, see how that looks. We added a new thing to the game here. Check this out. Mob heads. Isn't this fun? Creepers seem to drop them a lot. I've got a few there. And which chest is it? Yes, we've got some Enderman and an Ender chest, which is interesting. I think that came from a wandering trader. Harlock dropped it off. And Harlock also dropped this off. His own head. How macabre. Feel free to take down Bear. I used your gold on it. Oh, he left a comment on my last video. And he was talking about the honey. Make sure to watch out for bears. And look what he's done. Oh, Harlock. I absolutely love it. It's a love bear. Bears love honey. Honey bear loves honey. Look at that. That's super cute. I love that. He's staying 100%. He's beautiful. He's guarding the bees. Thanks, Harlock. I love it. And we've been busy. So I've been playing around with the base. You just saw that dirt I laid. It's coarse dirt, so mixed in with some gravel. So you shouldn't get grass growing. But I may put a little bit of grass down eventually. I've just done this segment here right now. All the water's in, of course, and finished off across the bottom. Looking nice and tidy. I really like how that turned out. And yeah, this is the beginning of the detailing. So, kind of going for a bit of a gradient thing here. And we're going for this, yeah, the opulent veins. So there's a gold vein here and a copper vein up there with this sort of multi-tiered layout thing, just to give it some depth and some interest and just a little slither of colour. That's the idea. And yeah, there'll be dirt up here. This all needs doing, and then I need to do all the other layers and levels and everything. Yeah, mixing things up here. I haven't got much rooted dirt, but a couple of little bits here and there just to break it up, along with some gravel and some dripstone, just to texture it up. Bit of a gradient going on here. Yeah, pretty happy really. It's starting to come together pretty nicely. So I'm going to continue that, finish off this level first, and then start on this level. So this will do the same thing. This will jut out, jut out, jut out, and have the same sort of staggered effect here. And then this gives us a nice platform here. Being dirt, I'm thinking about putting some trees in the build itself. Like maybe some custom trees, maybe some natural ones, I'm not sure. Just to give it that overgrown feel. So that could be fun. So there's a lot more work to do here, and I'm going to crack on with that. Is it night? Or no, it's a thunderstorm. The great thing about being in a savannah, it never rains. In 1.18 it rains a lot. I think it's a bug. But yeah, not here. Thank you very much. So, oh, I've run out of arrows. Well, crack on and give you a bit more of an update when I've got more of this styling in. I decided to come out here to my blaze farm in the nether, where I get all the fuel for my super smelter, and I wanted to do like an overnight AFK session. So I was going to hold down left mouse button and auto clicker, just clicking away at these guys. And I put a beacon out here as well with regen, so that I wouldn't die it worked on the Blaze Rod front. I didn't get that many levels in the end, but I put in a load of extra storage here, and yeah, this is all backed up and filling still, and we have 6 shulkers here to take home, plus excess for the future when we need it. So I've just been at my Blaze farm and dropped off a little gift for Harlock in his base, which I hope he'll enjoy. And I just spotted this in the sky. Look what Harlock's been doing up here. This looks like a little biplane. Look at this. Oh my goodness. I absolutely adore it. That's so cool. So cool. Okay, we're gonna do a little something here. So, okay, I need to get in the front. Excuse me. We've got some blaze heads here from our blaze farm, so we're going to put some little guys in here. Well, that's perfect. And driver at the front. Look at that. We've got 2 guys flying this plane, little hothead pilots. Beautiful. Let's put these wings back. Let's see if he ever actually spots that. I love it. Nice addition, Harlock. Love it. So we can see here the base is coming on pretty well. Still quite a bit to do, but a lot of detailing has been going on, and I started experimenting with some vegetation as well. I have been finding glow lichen is my best friend for helping add texture here, and I'm trying a very small amount of vines in places, and then sort of mixture of different types of vegetation here that I intend to spread all over, trying to keep the bluey things near the water and trying to show like the effects of the water on the landscape. And yeah, so far so good, I think. Lots of really interesting textures coming on, so more to do here, but I'm going to keep cracking on with this and give you another little update when I'm a bit further along. So I had a little idea for the feature piece that I was going to do here, and I realised I've been going to the Nether now and then. I go to the Nether roof to get to the Enderman farm, to heal my tools, and a few other bits and pieces. I need a portal over here. I need to be able to get to the Nether, and so I thought, why not make that a feature? So I started off by making myself a portal in this wall right here, and I made a really big one, and then I thought, well, I need to be able to go through it. I don't want it to be just a wall the other side. I need to be able to get to it easily enough. So then I started digging in, and then I started continuing to dig in. I started making this really cool pattern, and I laid out this tileable pattern that's the right number of blocks across to make it tileable and spiralable. And then I thought, why don't I just keep digging? Imagine if this was a lit portal. Do I still have the flint and steel? I do. We can show what this would look like. Woohoo! So it would look something like this. We decorate the outside, of course, a little bit more. I think that looks kind of cool. And then when I want to come into the base, I have an optional inlet here. The idea being, I would just fly through this spiral tunnel, which I'm going to continue to make all the way to the end. And at the end, I'm going to have a water stream. Water elevator, probably, bubble elevator. That's just going to send us skyrocketing right up here. All the way to the very tippity top of the base. And we'll pop out right here. Boom. That's the plan. So it's like an alternative way in, essentially. It seems like a lot of fun. I don't know how much I'll end up using it, but it seems cool that I'll just be able to do that. Fly all the way through. Maybe some slime blocks at the end to stop my fall a little bit. And straight into the water elevator. So, yeah, I think that could work pretty well. I'm going to continue this tunnel all the way through to the end, at the very least. Make it look really spirally and cool, and then we'll try getting in that water elevator and see if that idea works as well. Alright, the tunnel is kind of done, still needs some decoration, but I put the water elevator in. I'm going to do a little first test see if it works at all, as I hoped. So, we're coming in from a long day of mining and crafting and such. We're going to get back into our base. We fly straight through here. This will be a lit portal. Whoosh. Straight on up. And oh. Sweet. That's pretty cool. That is a feature I think that can stay. I like. So the next bit is to finish the front of it, because we need to style how this looks and also how this whole front facade bit looks. So I think I'm going to start actually by mining some of this away. I want this to sort of feel recessed and this to poke out more. So this will step in and step in a little bit, I think, before we get to this bit here. So I'm going to do that next. But yeah, I'm very happy with that. The effect is really cool. So things have been progressing very well. I think we're about done with the main structure, really. Everything seems to be in place. I changed out the top to be a bit more green and exotic materials rather than just more stone. I've dotted up the coarse dirt here with other materials throughout, just to make it look a little bit more less uniform. Done lots of small decoration pieces, and yeah, done all of my glow lichen across all of the brickwork where I want it, and then I started adding some trees. And I'm not done with this yet, but I'm going to, there's one here, and there's a load of jungle trees over this side. So I'm trying to make it feel like it's a bit more overgrown, basically. And this is just the beginning, so I'm going to put more trees up the side of this mountain, I think. And then I'm going to use a lot of leaves, I believe, to dot around the place and make it feel all that more overgrown. So that's the next step to do. And then, after that, I need to start figuring out what the rest of this base looks like, because it's a giant temple with one room right now and a smelter underneath. And I realised I closed off my access to my smelter now. I used to just jump off the side here and get underneath, but that's all enclosed, so I temporarily made a little hatch here, which is how we're going to get down here. And I've opened up this side. So obviously we've got these stepped levels of the outside of the base, and that's the dirt and the stone and everything, and that's where the waterfall starts. I probably want to hollow out the whole of the inside of this thing, right up to the walls. And then I've got a sort of blueprint of the space, understanding what's inside here, because I need more rooms, I need more space for different things. And I need a way sort of into the rest of the base and into the smelter, and I also need a way from up there sort of in here, where it isn't just down that little hatch with a ladder. So all of those things I've got to figure out. So more leaves, more trees, and then a big digging project to make this a more livable space is what's next on the cards. So we've come back up here to Harlock's airplane in the sky to take a good look at our base from afar, because I think it's finished. The outside, I think, is finished. So we've done an awful lot of work on this since we last caught up with you all on this. Most of which is sort of vegetation stuff. So as you can see here, I put in a very small little forest of jungle, mixed in with some other stuff here, and a little bit on the other side, but not quite as much because the hill opens up over there. I sort of trimmed the top of the mountain and tailored it a little bit, and then did this sort of creeping vine thing everywhere. And in addition, you can see from up here, which is why I've got this viewpoint, is I created a stream. I connected our little moat here, which is sort of very tidy and official looking, and that in turn follows all the way down this lovely little stream to the river here. So let's float on down. This is a lake that Harlock made. It wasn't there before, with this waterfall going through to this natural ravine. So if we go along the river here, we can see how that looks as we fly through. Try to keep it very natural looking, and that leads all the way to here. And we can take a look at this from the ground. Looks very grand. The centerpiece in particular, I'm very pleased with how that turned out. I've got some trees here, lots of vines, and I used a lot of jungle leaves to create this sort of overgrown effect, like it's sort of taking over the building a little bit, combined with some vines and some other bits and pieces. We can see here how it sort of infests the build and spreads all around. And it creates a really nice effect. We've got hidden lighting under the carpets here. And yeah, I've got lighting in the trees that's hidden and all around and all the way down the lake. But you can see a little bit there poking out from under some leaves. Just little bits of stuff everywhere. Little tiny custom trees like this, tiny ones, and then these are all naturally grown. You can see some lighting up there in the middle. These were naturally grown and planted, and if I didn't like the look of them, I chopped them down and replanted them. And that helped give me all the leaves that I needed to help do all of this decoration. And yeah, I love it. I really love it. It's come out way better than I ever could have imagined. And yeah, I'm just overall very happy with it. At the very top of this mountain, I did a bit of tailoring of the shape. And there's a wandering trader somewhere around here, apparently. If he's still alive, maybe I can find him and see what he's got. Yeah, I am super pleased with how this turned out, and it's good to finally say the outside is more or less done. I mean, things in Minecraft are never done, right? But it feels like I don't need to continue working on it. I can move on to something else for a little while. But all in all, couldn't be happier. And we can take our new entrance into the base straight through here. Whoosh. Oof. Just like that. Fantastic. Okay, so what an amazing amount of progress that's been made here. Now, this is a little different to my normal kind of episode where I like to work on quite a few different things and do a time lapse and yeah, generally get up to more than one kind of activity. But this project was enormous, absolutely enormous. I've been working on this base for 3 weeks of my Minecraft playing time. 3 weeks. I didn't have an episode last week because I just didn't have anything to share. I just managed to scrape together enough footage of building this so far to put this one together, just because, yeah, unlike my typical projects that might be sort of complete in a few hours, this one, you know, I tried doing a few time lapses, but it just didn't work out because I would spend a few hours on it and barely make a dent. It just wasn't enough that I could invest in a single sitting. Yeah, and so yeah, it is what it is, but we got there in the end, and I'm very pleased with the progress. So hopefully next time we can concentrate on a little bit more of the interior of this base, but then also start doing some other things, some other little bits and pieces around this world. Yeah, I couldn't be happier with how this turned out. It feels amazing, looks great, and I can't wait to start really living in this base and starting to experience what it's going to be to make this my new home. So, all that's left to do for today's episode is to say thank you for watching. I really hope you did enjoy it. I hope you like my base too. I'm very happy with it, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Okay, take care for now. Bye-bye.